Hey guys, what's up and welcome to the channel. My name's Chris. Tonight we're live on YouTube. It's Friday night in August. It's hot. It's summertime. Maybe the first week of school is just over. I don't know about you guys, but I am mighty tired. It's been a great week. Well, there's a lot of new stuff coming out from a couple companies. We're going to talk about some of those things here in a little bit. But first, I just want to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed to the Client Graphics channel. Last weekend, we hit a 30K subscriber mark. It was really pretty cool. And so we appreciate each and every one of you and everybody that's joining tonight. What's up, Neil? How's it going? The maintenance man in the house. He's a pretty sweet dude. He's got some cool tools, and he's pretty straight shooter. One of those things we'd like to talk about when it comes to talking about Neil is power tools, cheap tools, decent tools that you may not have ever heard of. Amos Cardoza in the house. We got a little selection of tools back there too that we're going to talk about. It's probably going to be what the next video is about. But really just kind of need some ideas from you guys as we kind of continue through having a really interesting week. Weekend's here, really excited. Notice nobody was live on YouTube tonight, so figured, what the hey, let's go live. Let's talk about some tools. See what's going on with you guys. Yeah, so we did hit that 30K mark, which is completely something unexpected. You know, everybody does YouTube for whatever reason. Honestly, I just kind of did it because I wanted to talk better. I wanted to talk about tools, learn a little bit more about tools, and I'm still learning more about each and both of those. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it hears good tonight, or at least you can hear. I'm using one of the new mics. Had this for a while. It's the Blue Yeti. Don't use it too often, but I've been trying it out a little bit more. You have to let me know how it sounds. But the closest I was doing live tonight was my premiere this afternoon. I did live streaming yesterday. Yeah, Jeff, you live stream all the time, especially at the Home Depot and Lowe's, things of that nature. Always good stuff. Started YouTube to help people. Well, yeah, I did that a little bit too. Amos, I'm sorry you're bored. I don't know if I'm the only one viewing this video. No, you're not the only one viewing. There's about 17 other people that are pretty cool tonight. So anyways, let's talk a little bit about power tools. We got some impact tools that we're going to be reviewing. And I'd be actually pretty interested to know what you guys think is the most important thing when it comes to looking at an impact driver tool. I mean, I have a couple preferences myself, but one of them, if you use your tool a ton, starts heating up, I always care about this area right here, how warm it gets. Maybe just a personal preference to me. I also like the pistol grip feel here. And I prefer a 2 amp hour battery over a 4 amp hour battery. You're going to get a longer runtime with your 4 amp hour battery, but I prefer a little bit of a lighter tool. Just depends on where you're working at. If you're climbing up a ladder, if you're someplace, you know, you think about it. I mean, how many screws or whatever fasteners you're going to be tightened down are you really going to be using with one of those tools that you can't be in a spot that you can't use a lighter battery? It's just me. So I'm going to test most of them with the 2 amp hour battery. Yeah, you know, the Colette, everybody's got a little different preference on those. I don't know what you guys think. If you like, you know, the TTI stuff from like Milwaukee and Rigid, where it's got some of the self-ejecting on them. I don't know if you like assist mode or soft start, whatever you want to call it. I mean, really interested in what you guys want to know on that. I mean, we're going to do some of the musts. I don't know, when it comes to looking at impact tools, do you guys even care when people do the old chuck them up and let them rock and roll? We'll see. I'm not sure if I want to do that yet in the video or not, but if you guys give me the nod, you want to see how it is. For the battery life test, I mean, Old School Repair Shop, I'm really going to take a look at it in the sense that we're going to do a voltage test. So we're going We're going to get a voltage reading on the battery before we start. We're going to do 50 Robertson square number 8, I think, drywall screws into a 2x4. And then we're going to screw them all in, do a battery voltage check there. And then we're going to run them all out and do a final battery check. And then we'll see the percentage of difference between those. And then we'll go from there and see how it looks. Check them up, Wrangler Star, that stuff. Yeah, I mean, it gets the views, I guess, but I don't know what it really tells you a whole lot about it. I can tell you I can snap a 1/4-inch hex with the Cobalt pretty easy. Jehu, what's up? How's it going, brother? I also prefer higher capacity batteries. For example, the Milwaukee in 18 Rocket Light, you need an 8 amp hour battery. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about impact drivers. So, I mean, you only need so big of a battery before your battery is going to outweigh your tool. Ooh, we got Frank Landgraf in the house. How's it going, man? I don't think you would need a hammer drill much for automotive, as that is more for drawing into concrete. Shaka Gillis, what's up? Good evening. Ryobi is trash. Well, everybody's got their own opinion, but I can tell you in my next upcoming video, when I talk a little bit about Amazon cheap, Harbor Freight cheap, and maybe a store brand, plus about 3 more, there is no Ryobi in the lineup that I'm checking out. So we're going to be looking at Hart. Whoa, almost falling off the chair there. Hart, some brand that everybody's got their own opinion on. And I can tell you my opinion on this brand right here is completely different than the YouTube videos that you see or all the review ratings that are on Amazon. That is a brand that, yeah, it's probably the one that you want to burn up to see just because it's interesting. So anyways, there's no Ryobi in the lineup there. So that's Shaka Gillis style there. I mean, it's a good bang for your buck. It's just not the buck that I want to spend. Check them up shows nothing but it's fun to watch, in my opinion. Yeah, it is. You know, we'll look at some of the things. I can tell you, you know, if you chuck up basically like a 2-inch adapter or a 2-inch, it'd be fine. I really wish I had a longer one of these. I got some 3 inches. I might just cut one of the heads off of those. Where could I get a gearbox for a DeWalt? Gonna have to look on the good old eBay, or check out your pawn shops, a couple of the other places. You should do a hex and a torture test. A hex and a torque torture test. Well, I did a Torx. I did a Torx T25. That was the bit style. It wasn't a socketed one. Hex, you know, I got to get my Robertson Square done first. So we're going to be having one of those come up. So we did like 12/13 different brands for the Torx bits, but we are in the works for Robertson number 2. I'll show you a couple that I picked up. So I don't normally go outside of my comfort range, but apparently people on YouTube like me to go outside of my comfort range. So we picked up some Wera and we picked up some Wiha. So we're going to test out Wera, Wiha, Makita XPS. Then we're also going to do the DeWalt. We're going to do the MaxFit. I think there's one more brand. You'll have to see. That might be a surprise. But there is one more brand. We got BSS Small Engine in the house. Brandon, how's it going? You know, we're going to have to get back to our Tool Talk Saturdays, which is the second Saturday of every month. Hopefully we can get that lined up for you guys coming in September. So that's when Neil, the maintenance man, Brandon from BSS Small Engines, and myself, we jump on Brandon's channel. We talk about tools, talk about the stuff maybe you like, maybe you don't like. Let's see what else we got in here. I know it's hard to say, but Ryobi is more established brand than any of those brands behind you. Just saying. I don't know. It really depends. Definitely more established than Hart. Definitely more established than Bauer. I don't know if it's more established than Rigid. It's just got a bigger lineup. JB Burrow says, do you think Craftsman are great tools? Well, I think some of the old Craftsman USA tools that I own are great tools. I think some of it has a great history. I think I have a lot of good tools that my father passed down to me. I used to have a Sears 6 blocks for my house before we moved over here, and that unfortunately shut down. I think it's got a great name. I think some of the tools are hit and miss today. It'll be interesting to see what they ramp up when they bring their USA manufacturing back in now. Yeah, we'll still give them 2 years because they broke ground. Last year, they got some walls up on their new facility in the Texas area, but it'll be interesting to see what they bring out, and I hope to cover some of them when they come out. I think some of the Stanley Black & Decker Craftsman is hit or miss. I still buy some of it, not a lot of it. I got a lot of tools, but you got to start somewhere. So if that's your first brand, you still want to go into it, knowing that Lowe's, I did a video on Lowe's for their warranty. It's hit or miss now, honestly. I've had good store managers that, no questions asked, warranty out of socket. And I've had other people that are just not all with it. And that's not necessarily the individual's fault. It's Lowe's for their training. It's the Craftsman, how they warranty out the products. But at the end of the day, if you call that 1-800 number and you give them a like or similar part for the item that you're calling in that broke, they'll take care of you. It's really no different than the DeWalt products. So if you buy into the DeWalt hand tools, that number, 100% fabulous, hands down. You'll have a new item, whether you break it, have any issues with it, in 7 to 10 business days for the most part. All right, let's get through some more of these comments here. Hey, Client Graphics, glad to see you live, bro. Checkmate 115. Well, glad to be live. Glad that you're here. If you're like me, you like tools, and nobody was live tonight, so figured, what the hey? I want some entertainment. Hopefully, you guys want some entertainment as well as talking a little bit about tools. Old school pair. I missed it jumping on those. We got I bought a set of Craftsman USA metric sockets off eBay this week because my 10mm was missing, and I'm a high roller. I don't even know what a Craftsman USA set's going for on eBay these days, but I can tell you, if you looked at the thumbnail for this, I was missing my 14mm. I did find it. It's right here, which I'm pretty glad about. But I would not be, I don't know if you're like me. If you lose a socket, you pretty much search until you find it, because I can't live without a set that's just missing a socket. We got at BR Harris. Well, since you're here, how about you smash that like button? J-Hoob, that sounds like a great idea. What's up, Chris? Hope all is well. Ryan Peterson, how's it going, man? We got $35, including shipping from Mississippi to Tallahassee. Yeah, that's not too bad. I want to say back in the days, they had the black for the SAE, gray for the metric. I could have those backwards. I can't remember. But I want to say it was probably $19.99, give or take, when you catch a deal. Are you using OBS or vMix to run live stream? What cameras? I am just straight up in the web browser using Chrome. Went live. Logitech HD 1080p. I think it's like the Pro Streamer. It's nothing too special. It's like a $99 special. And then no OBS, no vMix, no nothing. Again, just straight up from Chrome. I'm not here to sell you guys anything. I'm just here to break some stuff, have a good time, share some information, find a good deal, things like that. I don't need to run banners. I don't need to put links through Amazon affiliate. I'm just having fun. That's really what it is. Going live is just to really connect. I don't have a big studio. That's just my garage back there. didn't get a chance to park any cars in the garage. Got our cars broken into 2 weeks ago. Not the best time of our life. We had like a $800 expense for 3 windows on 3 cars that were broken out. I mean, that's what happens when you downsize. I mean, we went from a 3-stall car garage to a 2-stall car garage, and still can't get a car in the garage. But that's life. I got the same camera. Yeah, it's a good camera. I mean, thankfully, I bought it pre-COVID. A lot of cameras like this are sold out purely because people are at home working, things of that nature. Craig, how's it going, man? He must have never lost a 10 millimeter. I've never lost a 10 millimeter. I mean, if you guys know me, I mean, we got one sitting right there. We got another rail, who knows where. We probably got 50 to 100 10 millimeter sockets alone. We got Doug from Bama Mud Motor. How's it going, man? Levi, appreciate you joining. Test out the Makita Gold bits. You know, I actually used, so we tested out some impact drivers there with some drywall number 2 squares, and the Makita Golds were really, really grabbing. It's one of those things that, gosh, I don't know about you guys. When I use the Robertson's number 2 squares, I don't like the bits. I like a 2-inch or 3-inch so that it doesn't pull out. You could go multiple ways with that comment there, but I'm talking about the bits. And so they just grab. The Makita ones they're really tight fit. Really, when I looked at the Makita, I looked at, oh man, even some Ryobi ones back there. Those weren't the best, but I don't know. Makita Gold seems a little expensive. They're clearancing them out most of the places at Home Depot because they're bringing in the Makita XPS, but they're kind of about the same thing if you ask me. They shaped them a little differently, put a different coating on them. I'm sure Mrs. Graphics is probably lurking somewhere watching this, so appreciate you guys saying hey. Joel Ford, awesome videos on the smoothness ratchet test. Yeah, that was pretty cool, wasn't it? I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's really that tool there that helped me. And it's so light, you know, the amount of forces that we were testing. And some people could joke and just say, well, all you're doing is measuring the spring tension. Well, yeah, in a sense you are, but nobody else has done it before. So if it was that cool or that important, it kind of really is. I was really surprised. To see that the Harbor Freight one performed as good as it did. The Snap-on one for 3/8 inch drive, not the best. But now when you go to 1/4 inch, now I can tell you that I've looked at my 1/4 inch, and I can tell you the Snap-on does a lot better in the 1/4 inch, and it's pretty much probably a spoiler alert. But if we were to do a 1/4 inch one, I would definitely need to get like a 1 to 3 inch ounce or a 1 to 6 inch ounce on the 1/4 inch drive stuff, because a lot of things we're testing out between 1 to 2 inch ounces. And believe it or not, the 3/8 gearless ratchet tests out between 1.5 to 2 inch ounces for like a Cobalt 3/8 gearless. And then the 1/4 inch Snap-on, like the what is it, TTL 72 something, that was probably around 1.5 to 2 inch ounces too. So pretty impressed with those. We got Matt from Just Wrench It in here. You know what, Matt, you're a decent guy. You never shot me an email. I'll just make you a moderator, but you know, you can post a link into your channel. He's got some cool stuff. Let me catch up with some of the things in the chat here. Gramute, how's it going? I had a torque screwdriver, but never used it, so I sold it. Hey, I used it probably 27 different times, plus another 2 or 3 dozen. Not maybe in the intended purpose. I really don't know what you would technically use 0 to 12 inch ounces for, other than maybe some kind of electronics applications. Ryan Peterson, Home Depot has a good deal on their reciprocating saws. If you can find the 11 amp, $50. They replaced it with the 12 amp. My Home Depot didn't have it. Yeah, that's one of those things. There's a lot of people on Instagram and a couple other places that post their Home Depot deals. And I'll tell you, 9 times out of 10, they're not in my store. Every now and then they are, but 99% of the time they're not. The Walmart deals, I just stopped looking at Brickseek for Walmart deals because they are never in stock, even though they say 1 to 3. But that's just my experience. Hopefully somebody can catch a deal. Lewis, love your channel. We need more videos. Yeah, I need more time too. There's only so much time in the day where I can get things done. I don't know about you guys, but everything ramped back up. It's pretty busy right now. And hopefully things will start slowing down a little bit, but in a good way. But I'm just really concerned, with the economy and the environment that opening up back to schools might shut some things down in 3 to 4 weeks. I don't know. It'd be really interesting how the rest of the November plays out with all the political stuff that's going on, and who knows? I don't know. I'm just thankful that it's busy. Really wish I could produce some more videos, but I am working on some things. At minimum, I try to do things probably about once a week. So hang in there, bear with me. I think it's still good content. It takes a little time to produce the things. So thanks for bearing with me. It's you and about 29,000 other people that really enjoy this stuff. So I'm loving it. Brandon got a new laptop. That's always good. I could use one too, to be honest. Shoot a lot of my stuff on my cell phone. Started trying to use my Canon M50, but still like my iPhone. I'm using like a 3-year-old laptop, and I'll tell you, you don't need the newest stuff in order to produce decent content. You just have to have a passion. You have to like the stuff. You have to know what you're talking about. I mean, I could talk about stuff that I don't know about, but hopefully you guys would be able to see right through it. What do we got? Headed your way to Eagle Raceway on September 1st through the 6th. That's pretty cool. Jim, if you want to shoot me an email, clientgraphics@gmail.com, depending on how things are going, maybe I could head out that way, or you could stop in Lincoln. It's about 20 miles, give or take, from here. Always up for some ice cream or some adult beverages. Never know. How is he? Just run your DeWalt 887 to keep you warm. That will definitely keep you warm. MB Forwood, great videos. Thank you deeply for sharing. Looking for more content as you addressed. Yeah, I'm looking for more content. Mrs. Graphics, appreciate you joining. I can confirm he's working on stuff. Yeah, I can confirm I'm working on stuff too. We got some 2x4s over there. We got the impact stuff behind us. We got a Motivex socket set up there. We did some control arms. We did a lower transmission mount. We did ball joints, but we did that when we did the entire control arm because the ball joint was pressed in, the control arm. And I looked at it and said, well, to cut down on cost, we should probably not buy a press. And I could go to a machine shop, but they're going to charge me $20 to pop out the old ball joint and put in a new one. So why don't I just buy a new control arm with the ball joint already in it? Because it was actually like $10 cheaper. So that's the way we went. Adult beverages can keep you warm. They can. This one is probably 3 years old, but it was built for gaming. Yeah. So there's a difference between, I'm just using a IBM ThinkPad or something like that. It doesn't have any special graphics in it, but it works. I got my first sponsor last week. That's the only thing that's going good out here. So I'll tell you one thing about sponsors, and then we'll leave it at that. I can tell you I've got one free tool from, I wouldn't call them a sponsor. I would call them a tool company that my wife said some things about that. Well, anyways, in the upcoming video, I can tell you it's going to be the cheapest no-name brand that you've never heard of. And I probably won't pick up on a whole lot of other brands because it's just more of a headache when you have to answer to somebody else and talk about something else than if you just went out and bought it yourself. The funny thing is that everybody out there probably has enough tools that they could actually talk about all the stuff they already own instead of buying something new, what's really worked well for them. So take, for instance, if you're remodeling houses, what tool do you use the most? Why do you use it? Is it because you bought it thinking it was cheap, but it's ended up lasting you 10 years or 6 years or 5 years? There you go. There's a video. Do you have something that you picked up for one specialty job? Talk about that. I should take my own advice and do some of that, but at the same time, it's fun to get out. I don't know about you guys. School started up, other things have been going on. I have not gotten out to pretty much any physical brick or mortar store probably in the last 2 to 3 weeks. I know I'm itching to get to see some of the new Tecton stuff. I haven't even been to Harbor Freight in like 3 weeks. I'm probably having withdrawals, but I digress because we got some pretty cool people in the house. We got CP the Tool Addict. Hello, Chris and friends. $2 super chat. Chad, appreciate you dropping in, saying hello. What'd you think about that little torque screwdriver testing out the smoothest ratchet? I thought it was pretty cool. Maybe you liked the results. Maybe you didn't. But if you didn't, what you really need to do is get out and use your tools more, because that's really going to lighten up the back drag on a lot of your tools. All righty. So let's get through some of these. Jacob says, I'm thinking about some pry bars. I'm an apprentice at a fleet trailer shop. Got any suggestions? Well, everybody can throw in their suggestions in the chat, but I'll tell you, if you want cheap USA made ones, Walmart has a few sizes that you can pick up, and they're made in the USA. So you can't beat that. Now, there are some other brands out there, and I think they contract through Wild, I believe it is, that makes those. You can get some of the Mayhew stuff. It's, I believe it's Dominator. That's some good stuff. But again, it's a pry bar. So it just needs to be strong enough to do what you need it to pry apart. The Harbor Freight ones, they're cheap. I haven't really bent one per se, but I can tell you they're cheap, and there's noticeable flex in those compared to a good USA made one. But then again, do you want 3 of the cheap ones first one? Well, honestly, check out the Walmart ones. They're made by Wild. They're red handles. Craftsman used to have the same ones before they went to China, but there's lots of different brands out there. That's the ones that I would pick up first. But if you need a really, really long one, then it's either going to be a specialty one that you'll have to order one off. I know Mac Tools has got some good ones. Let's see, the maintenance man, click the thumbs up button, people. I got to go to bed. I'll catch you later. I'm sorry, Neil, that you couldn't stick around. I know you've live streamed till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. We're not going to do that tonight, but we'll probably be heading out here in 30, 40 minutes anyways. Craig says, Tecton with the striking caps. I haven't checked those out, but I did see the Made in the USA crow's feet that they have. They're pretty cool. I personally don't use them a whole lot. I've bought an off brand, and they've served me well for years. What kind of pipe bender should I get? That's an interesting question. What kind of pipe are you bending, and how much are you going to be bending? So if you're going to do just a little bit for like conduit, I mean, to me, depending on how much you're going to do dictates on how much you should spend. I'd probably start out cheap and go from there. But if you know you're going to do a lot, then I'd probably go mid to high range. I don't have a particular bend for a pipe bender that I suggest. I mean, I probably wouldn't order anything. I'd pick up something local if you could. I need some new ratcheting wrenches. I work at Ace and get a discount. We sell a 20-piece gear wrench standard and metric set. Should I go with them or some Icon wrenches? Well, if you're going to buy purely on price, then I'd go with the cheaper ones. I can tell you the Icon wrenches are going to be made in Taiwan for the ratcheting wrenches. Your gear wrench ones are 99.9% sure they're going to be made in China. I'm not saying they're bad stuff. It's just different. I think the Icon ones are going to give you a nicer box end. It's going to be more circular. It's going to look more uniform just because of the brand that they're using. You can check out, I believe it's High Five is the company that makes those, where the GearWrench ones, they're still not bad. I own them. I own the old Taiwan ones and the new ones. They all work. You just have to look at which one's going to be better for you. If you think you're going to work at GearWrench for quite some time, at Ace Hardware, then sure, just get the ones that are easy, ready to go for you. It's going to be a lot cheaper than the Icon ones, which are going to run you well over $100. So Don mentioned the Icon ones are longer. Yeah, they're a lot longer. Definitely a lot longer. Probably like, depending on what side you're looking at. I mean, I can show you, I two right away. Now, this is just the Flex one from GearWrench compared to the Icon one. So you can see they're noticeably longer. The heads, this is the one thing about the newer GearWrench ones that I don't always care for, is the head. You can see it's chunky, where the Icon one isn't quite as chunky. I mean, the openings are pretty much the same. Just like a lot of the videos out there where people are actually like putting way too much torque on those. I know that's pretty cliche coming from a guy that likes to break stuff. I just know that I'm not going to put a ton of torque on that. And this is where, if you look at the box end on these, the Icon one is just, it's a little thinner and it's more uniform than the GearWrench one, which is a little chunky. But again, they still work. So if it was up to me, got to really know what application you're going to use. Do you need the length? Do you care about the walk-in warranty? What is it that you're really looking at? Tools made in Thailand seem to be pretty good. Yeah, I think so. Ooh, we got Darren Robin. Thanks for joining us tonight. Let's see. You should test socket rails. I have GearWrench metric deep rails for 5 years now. Are those the one with the plastic and the metal ball detent? We got BSS. I got to go to bed. I got 4 repairs. Yeah, you go to bed. Yeah, Rigid's a good deal for the pipe bender. That's where we're at. Ace ought to have the Chinese Craftsman set too. Yeah. GearWrench at 48 is hard to beat for sure. That's definitely true. Clutch Northern Tool is what you need. I have a Northern Tool. It's about 65 miles from me. I really got to get there once. What are your thoughts on the Icon version of the mountain wrenches? I can tell you that I've bought them. I can tell you I've used them at the junkyard. I can tell you that I want to put them through a torture test, and it's on the list of to do. I can tell you they're nearly identical in the sense that they pretty much are. You just have to look at the tooth count on them. I think some of the mountain ones are actually like just a 72, where the Icon ones and the Napa Carlisle ones, which I bought a year ago in January so a year and a half, actually a year and 8 months. So January of 2019, I bought those. Again, they're identical, so not too worried about breaking them. Flex ratchet is always going to be a little bigger than a fake. Any new Milwaukee tools catch anyone's eyes? Jehu, do not tell my wife, but it already caught her idea, was the Milwaukee M18 vacuum cleaner. So if you don't know the story, full disclosure, you should probably not always buy your wife a vacuum cleaner, let alone for literally like anniversary, birthday, Christmas, and just a random holiday. But my wife really likes clean floors and vacuums. And so a year or two ago, we bought her 4 vacuums in 1 year. I was not in the doghouse for that, but I I cannot vouch for everybody that would buy a vacuum cleaner for their wife or their significant other, but I can tell you that the M18 compact vacuum cleaner has potentially caught my wife's eye. It's still $200 for the bare tool, or sorry, yeah, $199.99. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how life plays out if that's something that I'm looking at actually getting for her. Flex ratchet is always going to be bigger. Yeah, we got that one. Flex head. Love the ideas you came up with. Tool torture test. I do too. I mean, I'm always open for new ideas. I haven't noticed any of the new Milwaukee. Yeah, there was a big email that went out. If you don't like paying attention to all the videos and the fluff, I would go to, you can just Google this. You can type in Tool Guy D, all one word, Tool Guy D. He's got a pretty good website, runs a blog. It's got a posting, probably 2 or 3 deep, that has pretty much all the highlights that you need to care about, and then links to other sites that'll show you the pricing for the items. Client Graphics Clutch 245-piece mechanic set on sale for $179.99. That a decent brand? It's not too bad. I can tell you they rebrand quite a bit of their stuff. If you look at some of their ratchets, Titan Tools makes, and I don't have them all over here. I know Titan Tools makes a lot of their tools. Powerbuilt's there too. So Powerbuilt is also making the tools for, slip my mind here real quickly. I'll definitely think of it in a second. Ingersoll Rand. So Ingersoll Rand, their new hand tools lineup, a lot of that stuff is made by Powerbuilt, which is another company that actually owns them. All-Trade. You might remember the All-Trade scandal of Snap-on back in the days, where they used to rebrand some Snap-on products, and then Snap-on dumped them because of a quality control issue. But, I mean, some of those things you just know if you're around for a long time and you care about that stuff. We got Jeff giving us a $5 super chat. Chris, congratulations on 30,000 subs. I hit 30K last September, and now he's at 93,000 subscribers. I hope you enjoy the same success rate we've had. If as long as you're having fun, that's the most important thing. Success to me is measured by the amount of fun and engagement and interactivity that you have from your community. So I can tell you that if you like live streams from your favorite big box stores, Jeff is definitely a channel that you want to check out. I mean, there's other channels that do it, but Jeff's a guy like you and me. He doesn't have a bunch of sponsors. He does a lot of home remodeling, things of that nature. And so if you want opinions from people that aren't sponsored, that I don't have to answer to anybody other than maybe themselves and their wives, that's what I really want to hear. That's where I want to go. What is an up honor tool? I don't know. Highlight it, put it in Google. Hopefully you'll come up with something good. It's for plumbing. It's a PEX pipe certain fitting. There we go. Thanks guys for filling that in. All right. Yeah. The mid torques are coming out. Rigid vac can't go wrong. I am a Rigid fan. I'm a Home Depot fan too. Lowe's fan, Menards, can't complain with any of those. And I'm still disappointed that Rigid doesn't have a string trimmer. So that made me jump ship to looking at other brands. Ultimately, I ended up with the Cobalt brand to have my fix going on for there. And I can tell you it's probably the best choice that I ever did, was moving away from some of the gas stuff, because now I can have everybody else in my family help out. So before, I was the only one that was able to pull all of the gas two-cycle, two-stage, the mix. And so now my wife can do it. My daughter can do it when it comes to the battery-operated tools. So even though in the long run, I think it is potentially more expensive, assuming that you don't have all the batteries and everything to keep you going, I think it's definitely beneficial for me. Wow, we got a lot of people in here tonight. We got 60 people. What's your thoughts on Expert Tool brand? That's going to be Mac Expert, which is going to be their equivalent to like Bluepoint. And if you're going to have a Mac dealer, really just talk to them about if there's any trade up abilities later on. So it's one of those things. You're paying for the extra service for a Taiwanese tool. And if you get the ability to trade up later on to something that's made in the USA, or maybe a better brand, then that's really where it's at. Other than that, it's kind of one of those middle of the roads. So, you look at your Matco, they got their Silver Eagle. You look at Snap-on, they got their Bluepoint, and you got Mac Tools, they got their Expert line. So if you don't want to spend as much money, it's not a bad tool. They still warranty it the same as their more expensive line. But everybody's got to start somewhere. I mean, I got a Williams setup up there, which is equivalent to the Bluepoint stuff, which, again, if it's just your basic hand tools, your sockets and your ratchets, 99% out of all the time, you just buy one, you use it till it breaks, you warranty it, and if you don't like it anymore, go buy a different one. We got Ryobi Gang in here. Also, it's the same guy that asked about wrenches. Yeah, it's okay. You can ask about it. Milwaukee is my favorite brand, says Jacob. Everybody's got a personal preference. Once you buy into a battery line, you're locked. Why don't the big outdoor power equipment brands have cordless leaf vacs? Which outdoor power equipment brands are you asking about? Can someone in chat say E? I'm not sure why. I usually compare in like the IEEE for electrical engineering, but that's the E's that I like to see. Harris expands the PEX line. Let's keep going through here. Ooh, we got somebody giving us a super chat. We got Dominic saying, thanks so much for your insights. I'm really interested in the Icon line, but I also need the money. I love your videos. There are some of the best online. Well, thank you very much, Dominic. And I can tell you, if you're in the same boat as me, when it comes to buying your tools, you like coupons, so you go to Harbor Freight. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the best unless they've come out with a new 20% off coupon, which I haven't seen any lately. Then I'm taking a step back from the Icon line, because when you throw a line out there and say, yep, 20% off every Icon item, and then just 20% off of a single item, and now you don't have any coupons, it kind of puts you on the sideline waiting. We'll check. If you're not familiar, if you use an iPhone, they don't have the best app for it. So I always go to HFQPDB, which is the Harbor Freight coupon database, which gives me basically all the coupons I need. You can see the current coupon is just 20% off Icon storage. We'll go to the percent off gallery and see Icon storage only, Icon storage only. So I don't see any for 20% off Icon tools. So knowing that you can get 20% off of it, honestly, I'm just going to put you on the sideline and say, don't buy any until you know when they're going to have some coupons. Oh, we might have somebody joining us tonight. Oh.
Someone was really annoyed about you having that open.
Oh.
So I closed it for them.
Well, sorry.
I forgot to say hi.
Left the drawer open. It's life. You know what? As long as nobody's standing in your toolbox.
I don't know who that was, but it was annoying me too.
If you're going to buy Expert, get DeWalt. They're identical, but the DeWalt is less expensive and the wrenches are longer. If you're going to get the DeWalt, then you're going to want to get one of the $200 full size. I think it's like a 205-piece mechanic set. That's a really good set. It's really heavy to carry around, but it pretty much gives you your quarter, your 3/8, and a really good selection on your 1/2-inch drive. And that's a set that I would buy if I didn't already have too many. Cheers.
Hi.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Got Mrs. Graphics joining us tonight?
I was doing other stuff, but I had your thing on. So I was like, I didn't think you...
You want to join me?
No, I was
You can sit down. We got a lot of people that would probably want to say hi to you.
Hi. Is my friend Tarek in? I don't think he is.
No Tarek tonight. But we got Autobahn Dan.
Oh, yay! We got to meet him at SEMA, which we are not going to in November.
Nobody's going to that in November.
Oh yeah, that's right. They canceled.
They did. But yeah, Audubon Dan's just been chugging out material. He's been Instagramming it up. And
Okay, I know that sometimes like Smirnoff is a joke and people get iced, but like I really like these. They're good.
it's the orange screwdriver one.
Yeah,
It's not too bad.
can't read every little thing. But somebody asked about the drink. It's a screwdriver.
It's good stuff.
It's an appropriate drink for tool talking.
Cheers. We got Dan McCavitt's Tools and Bagels in the house tonight.
He's the one who wanted me to
Oh, that
not
was
me, but he wanted you to close that drawer. It was annoying to look at. I thought about the same thing, and then he wrote it, and I was like,
Dan's
I'll go get a drink and shut the drawer.
Dan's just disappointed that I didn't choose a Tekton toolbox and I bought that one instead. Although
I guess you have a Tekton banner,
I do have a Tekton banner.
but you had to buy that. I guess you had to buy your toolbox stuff too.
That's life. Thanks for letting me get that, by the way. Appreciate it.
Let him have it.
Ooh, we got BW's Electronics.
Okay.
He said maybe it's the power that's needed. If you used a walk behind, you could have a large battery setup. Yeah, you'd have to have a large battery setup. Proto Tools are very good. It is Stanley's industrial line equal to Mac. Yeah, Stanley bought a lot of different companies, and Proto was one of them, as well as Mac. And actually, if you look at the new Mac access ratchets, literally the internals are pretty much Proto. Dominic said, yeah, I'm not huge on Harbor Freight, but I know there's lots of nice things there. I don't really follow the coupons, but it burns me out that all the nice tools don't apply for the coupons. Yeah, that's a game, and you just have to play it. And sometimes you win, and sometimes you just say, you know what, I'm not going to buy it because there's not a coupon for it. You did get a new red 3-ton jack. Surprised me with the 20% off. Didn't work. Nah. There's so many restrictions on those. A lot of them are the jacks.
Well, I'm guessing that since a lot of tool companies like get their stuff from overseas, there might be holdups on getting the stuff due to COVID and everything, and they probably can't afford to have a coupon because they need you guys to pay full price. I don't know. That's my guess.
I mean, if you go to a lot of the big box stores and even Harbor Freight, a lot of their stuff is picked over because they just haven't been getting the trucks. The distribution centers have been half-staffed.
Well,
just how it is.
I put together a bunch of puzzles this summer to like COVID, activity. And it was hard to get some stuff. And a lot of the websites were behind on their shipping fulfillments due to everything. I don't know if it's because these puzzles came from overseas. I'm guessing they couldn't get it in from their supplier, but I feel like everyone's affected, including tools that don't make their stuff in the USA.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that really makes you think about things. I mean, if you look at Harbor Freight in general, coupons gone down. The definite what you can apply the coupons to has gone down. They should really just say what you can use it on instead of what you can't use it on.
But
and that's not a joke.
But I understand why you can't have a coupon all the time, especially right now.
Bed Bath & Beyond can do it. Why can't every other place do it?
I guess.
And Bed Bath & Beyond accepts expired coupons.
I haven't been there in forever. I don't know if they still do.
Everybody said Dan's got OCD, but that's okay. I do too.
Okay.
That just wasn't one that I had it.
He just didn't see it. He couldn't see it behind his ear.
I desperately need a biggish impact driver. One Sunday about dark, I bought the Bauer half-inch for $100. The next week it was $75. Yeah, see, that's the stuff that kind of burns me. Typically, they have the 90-day return policy. So you just basically take it back, return it, and buy the new one, get your money back. But again, that's a haggle, that's a mess. But they usually do like a 30-day price match. And if they won't, then you just return it straight up and then buy it again. Be like, you guys won't price exchange it. I'll return it.
Joe just wrench it thinks that if coupons were regular, then people would stop using them. Maybe.
Yeah.
I like to not pay full price for things. I don't buy tools, but I don't know. But it still brings people in the door.
Yeah, it
I
does.
mean, if you know that you can use a coupon and just get 20% off, you might get more people willing to go to your store versus a competitor. I don't know.
Please, this is
Not Bed Bath and Beyond.
tools, not bed. Yeah. I'm just saying, I'm talking about coupons. Is it easy to do a restoration on abuse 3/8 air ratchet? It's easy if you can get new internals for it at a decent price. Other than that, you can just start out with some lubrication on the inside and make sure that take out all the old grease. If it's pretty gunky, put in new grease and see if that does it. Other than that, if the hammer's been beat pretty, you just got to get new stuff. Thank you for all you do. Greatly appreciate it. I own a set of Tekton wrenches, metric, standard, and stubbies. I was wondering, should I also buy a right grip wrench set, or is that not necessary? Well, you really have to look and say, do you need them versus do you want them? Have you had a scenario where you have an issue with your current wrench set, or that you need two wrenches? Is it really just a specific size that you need? So are you working on something that you need an 18 millimeter on one side and you need, who knows, a 19 or a 17 or something like that on the other side? If you need to, then maybe just only buy the one that you need, because you also got to look at what you have for storage space. I can tell you that it is annoying to not have completely matching brands, but do I really need two full wrench sets, or do I just need the one or two wrenches in a certain size for a specific application? But then again, you might as well just buy a whole set, and then you can have your significant other at some point in time say, why do you have three wrench sets or two wrench sets or something like that? And then you hit that one scenario where you need two, and then it's taken care of. And then she's like, okay, you're good. And then you just figure out how you can get more. So you buy one for every child that you have.
You've given me some good excuses in the past.
Yep.
Also, I know we might not be on the coupon train, but Dominic did make a good point about coupons, that if you use them too regularly, then people are only going to shop when there is a coupon.
Yeah. And that's kind of,
actually a good point.
It is true. And that's kind of where I'm at. I expect a coupon. So if it's not available, I'm either going to wait it out for a certain amount of time, or I'm just not going to buy it. I'm going to go somewhere else. It happens. I can get a lot of other good stuff from other companies too. I paid $6 for the Tekton Crowfoot organizer with my reward points. Well, let's see. Which drawer do I have it?
What's a crow's foot?
Oh, I've showed you these here. Move for a second, please. Thank you.
A crow's.
Let me see if I have.
I'm not surprised you have one.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, one of the cheaper organization tools would be this one right here.
Oh.
This is a Snap-on one, believe it or not. And basically comes apart like that. And you can get that for under $7 from Snap-on.
Okay.
This is part number A277. And this actually has a 19 millimeter to a 10, I believe it. Yeah. So 19 to 10. And that Snap-on USA made piece of plastic was again under $7.
So wait, is the red thing the crow's foot, or these tools?
These are.
This. Oh,
Yep,
okay.
that's your crow's foot.
Okay, it's like a C. Cool. What do you use that for?
Depends on what you need it.
Oh,
Could be something steering related. Could be
it's kind of cool looking.
A line. Could use it for a brake line if you
Reminds
really
me of,
had to. Just really depends on what you need it for.
Those things.
Getting in some access areas. Hey, you better close that before somebody complains about that.
No, just
Or
put
wait,
your,
I
just
better
put your
close.
tools away.
I better close it.
Just clean up as you go.
But yeah, so it depends on what you're looking at for your organization of those. I mean, I really like the Snap-on one for, like I said, under $7. And you probably will have to have them order it in. But it's definitely, I mean, it helps really free up. There's really no reason to have a whole socket rail filled up with those when you can put it in something that's nice and compact. I like Tecton 10% off credit for coupons versus the Harbor Freight. Yeah. See, that's where Tecton has you that 10% back, and Harbor Freight wants you to use their credit card to get the 5% back. So I probably see more coupons going away from Harbor Freight as they drive you towards a credit card, which I haven't signed up for. If I do sign up for one or do get one, I'll definitely make a video on it. I hear you just need a valid state ID, driver's license. You type in your social security number, and you're supposed to be done in like 2 minutes.
Can you, if you forget your card, can you still pay for it? But like you put in your info?
Oh, I don't know
Or
that.
not pay for it.
Like give me.
Use it.
I don't know. Yeah, those are all good questions where it's like, if you don't have your, because you can do that where?
At Kohl's.
At
I
Kohl's,
just put in my SOCH and they look it up and they will charge my Kohl's card.
My guess is you cannot do that. My guess is it's so third party, it's not integrated enough in their system. If you could pay your bill there, then yes, which you cannot pay your bill in store. You got to pay through their portal. So I'm probably like 99% sure that you cannot do that.
Because you wouldn't want to use something like your phone number, your address, because then anybody who knows where you live or knows your phone number can just put it on, someone else's bill.
You always need 4 + 100 socket sets because they grow legs. They do.
Oh yeah.
But I actually gave
you have so many. We did a client graphics sticker giveaway once for whoever could guess how many 10mm sockets Chris had. It was like 40. Just hanging out. You have a lot.
Milwaukee's hand tools are actually pretty decent. They are. I have some right here, which I have to review those at some point. Those are the square drive sockets. Oh, let's look here. Thanks for catching my comments. It's the first time on stream.
Oh, hey, Dominic. Thanks for coming.
I spit on my coffee when she said good excuses.
So many good excuses. I don't know how far you are. I'm trying to catch up with the chat too.
I'm not very far either. My wife thought it was actually, we were out of caffeinated pop. So I had a coffee at like 5:30.
He did. So why are you putting it in like a regular mug? He didn't even put it in like a travel cup.
Oh, I needed it in a cup because it cooled down faster.
Right. And then what happened when we were backing out of the driveway?
My wife kind of gunned it so she could watch me spill and
totally
then
gunned
make
it.
fun of me.
Yep.
What brand
totally did that.
What brand is that tool tote behind you? I bought a tote through Snap-on store and it was cheaply made. Are you talking about that one right there?
Oh.
That's a gear wrench one.
Oh yeah. That's a nice one.
Yeah, that's like the 18. Nice. That's the 18-incher with a hard bottom on it.
Oh, let me get rid of this.
I like that one. I can't remember how much that one was.
Oh.
I
can carry that. Got a lot of.
It's got a hard handle on it, so that's really nice too. So it's got the bar that goes across it. It's got a strap on it. Yeah, that's kind of like my go bag when I have to go over to the in-laws or any family members. That's what we like to use.
Every member of my family wants my husband to always work on something. They're like, oh, hey, when you're over here, can you do XYZ?
The Tecton key style organizers has one piece instead of two like the Snappy. So does that make the Tecton one better or the Snap-on one better? We've all been here for an hour.
Well, thanks for hanging out for an hour.
Almost. It tells me 58 minutes and 53 seconds. So
small.
Details. What else do we got here? The chill coming from the in-laws would freeze a penguin.
Okay, I don't know if you missed that comment earlier. His in-laws are at his house, so he's hanging out in his garage, like to do something and have something to do.
Oh, well.
You missed some of my comments earlier too. They were funny.
I'm sorry. Well, you can hang out in the garage with me.
I asked you if your wife knew how many tools you had, and you didn't even see it.
My wife?
Yeah, I asked her, does your wife know how many tools you have?
Do you know how many tools I have?
Honestly, I don't.
I don't know.
I don't. That's true. I know you have a lot.
Well, you know what? That's a great idea, Dominic. I'm going to turn on post notifications so I can catch the streams from you now. Definitely going to be a regular.
Oh,
I can
that's
tell you,
sweet.
I definitely don't do a ton of live streams. It could be one a month. It could be one every couple of weeks. It just really depends. But I try to post a video once a week. So I don't want to over inundate you with things. Try to do just the stuff that interests me. So hopefully it interests you too.
Sometimes I like to hang out with him too. So there's that.
Yeah, I think it's always better when you have your better half on your live streams with you.
I am the better half. You're right. Thank you.
She's better to look at than me, anyways.
Just kidding.
Did you see how Tecton is rebranding the Ernst socket rails and trays on their site? I think everybody should rebrand them, honestly. I mean, they're decent rails. They're made in the USA, but I didn't buy them with my toolbox over there because they're not green. But I could show you some of the ones that I bought because I need to do a video on those too. Do you want to get a couple here? Let me get a
Should
couple
we
of those.
switch spots?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We should probably not share a chair.
I ended up buying because I'm green. I'm going green.
By going green, he means that he's buying green things.
I ended up buying the three
Oh yeah.
3-row Hansen pegs, and then I bought 2 of the OEM Tools socket pegboards.
Oh yeah, this thing was cool. You were
So,
showing me this at one point.
I mean, this was the most expensive one for the piece of plastic. These are actually pretty cheap. I think I caught these on like an Amazon deal for like $18.99, and the posts alone to get, I think it's 80,
I'll count
give
it.
or take. It was a pretty good deal. It was cheaper for me to buy, but I didn't. A third one of these to rob the pegs from than it was to buy more pegs for it. So you guess, you just have to look.
You should ask the
and
people
see.
in the chat if they know of any cool organizers, or I don't know what else this would be called besides an organizer, that are green, because you're always looking for things to buy. Maybe they have good stuff.
They might, but they might be in the same boat as me where they're still just searching some of those.
Wait, can people answer this question for me in the chat? Do you have to make sure that all your stuff matches? Like, is that super important, or are you okay with like different colors mixed in? Because I think it's silly that he needs to buy new stuff that's green. But maybe I'm super wrong. I don't know. Am I wrong? Don't just say yes. I want to know for real. Do you want these? Can I just...
No, you can put it back. Let's see. We got the Matco plier organizers I just posted is Lyle. Yeah, I actually have that same one. It's in my toolbox right down in that drawer. No. That drawer right there. Nope.
You have like a ton of screws on the floor.
I know, because I was working on that other video for the impact driver. It's to that one there. That's got the Lyle right in the front.
This thing?
Yes. But there's a lot of pliers in it. It's, I don't know what the Matco one. I think the Lyle one is like $24 to $29.99 for a piece of plastic. But it works.
They didn't even put their like name on this. How do you know that company made it?
Yeah, that's interesting. If you look at it, it's got a nice plaque right up front, down below.
They can't see it.
I know. Right there. It's like they should have put a name on there. It's the Lyle one, but it's like they left that open for any other brand that they want to use.
That was silly that they didn't brand it though.
Very silly. I see Mac rebranding Lyle, quick disconnect master kit, just as,
Oh.
stay in the product. Ooh, that's interesting. USA made, but not. Yeah, also Tools have been rebranding some things. How easy, just built them, bunk beds. Nice. Tool trucks get what you need one way or another. OEM Tools does a lot of green. Yeah,
Okay.
I've noticed that. You do know Lowe's carries green spray paint.
He has a little green bottle that Snap
You
or Icon gave him.
do know that when you buy a toolbox, you get some touch-up paint that's green.
We found some nail polish that was a very similar color, but the Icon green was prettier than the actual nail polish.
There's a lot of rebranding across tools. Yes, there is. Pays to stay up on who's got what and at what price point.
Yeah.
I do a little bit of both. I mostly have red, but like blue and high vis. Then if you like blue
and red would be a pretty one. Like if you had two colors you
get
stuck.
one of those. Very
That
nice.
one's pretty. The black
Yes.
with the red. Or sorry,
They also make green.
black with the
That one's
blue.
still on my list to do. Get one of those.
Yeah, what else are people saying?
Oh, where we go. Somebody I skipped. They were talking about shoes. Do your shoes have to match?
Okay, they have to match with they don't have to match each other. But they have to go with the outfit. Like I don't have to buy all the shoes in one color.
Oh,
So it depends on how you look at it. Because the way I look at it is it's like you have to own only one color of shoes.
Who's This is live. If you haven't, hit the thumbs up.
Yeah, hit the thumbs up.
Sapphire, how's it going? Appreciate you joining tonight. Let me get my lug nuts out of my wife's purse first. At Client Graphics, everyone rebrands them 80-piece socket trays, and they sell them around the same price point. Yeah,
So it
everyone
doesn't really matter which one you.
everyone does
buy it from.
rebrand them. My Matco guy came by today again to get my coworker a Toyota oil filter socket. Good dealer. Very nice. Which Toyota oil filter socket? Because I bought one. I'm actually meaning to do a video on that.
Oh, there you go. Amos. He says that matching shows others you're serious about your tools. Okay. So if you don't match, you're not at the serious level. But once you commit to the same color, it's like,
Yep. Then you're really in it. Then you're
So
dedicated.
you're only half serious right now then. I guess you need to get more serious about matching your organizations.
Life's too short. We're still working on matching. We'll get there. Checkmate 115 says best 3/8 ratchet. Have the original M12, though it doesn't have the torque I need. I'm an Autotech.
Nice. Well, thanks for
Yes.
the $5 super chat.
Appreciate the
And
$5
thanks
super
for
chat.
hanging out.
And I would agree with you that electric ratchet is a good thing to have. It's just that it always is wanting for more torque. So like the first gen might be good for your valve covers, maybe some of your oil pans. But sometimes depending on when you get a new car in or even one that's like 20 years old and you try to remove some of those fender nuts, they're not coming off with the older style electric ratchets. That's just my experience. But then again, I live in the Midwest. We get some salt, get some rust. Mrs. Graphic matching shows
Oh,
others
yep,
you're
we saw
serious
that.
about your tools. Color doesn't matter.
Rock
Yep.
roller man. I can't read this far away that well. All the
I
names.
have way too much stuff to worry about matching colors. Been buying tools starting as an early teenager and now 61.
That's commitment, Jim.
Well, I agree. I've been buying tools for quite a while. It's just one of those things that I've always wanted good organization and good matching, just haven't been there. So trying to get there doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's one of those one things we're still getting there. I have different color things. I have 3 toolbox. One is blue, the other is red, the other is gray, and then my jack is
That's
black, and my
Ratchet.
ratchet handles are orange. So nothing really needs to match. And that's really kind of like how I'm at. I have 2 red ones and then the
Mhm.
green toolbox.
The
I-
green's fun
I have a
though.
gray jack. And then what else? I do have an orange, a blue, some of the Carlisle stuff, and then a lot of red for my ratchets.
I feel like right now you're like really into power tools and you have a wide variety of colors with those.
It happens. It definitely happens. Where did this chat? It jumped.
Oh, go down. You already saw that.
Yeah, I have the ratchet very sweet and just bought the Snap-on 100th anniversary Dead Blow High Vis Yellow for $85 on eBay. It probably retails for $150.
That
Good
seems
deal.
like a good deal.
I am officially headed out now. I'll see y'all around
Well,
later,
thanks for
Dominic.
joining, if you're still
There's
here.
a 4-cycle socket and 4-cylinder socket and 6-cylinder socket for Toyota, I guess. I know I use my daughter's And what did we, what's it, is there something in this bag over here? So I thought it'd be interesting, and you guys will probably just have to see it. This is the 65 millimeter to 67, and that's what works for my daughter's Toyota. We bought the cheap Hyper Tough one because I also bought some cheap oil filters that I would never use on her car. But somebody serviced her car before, and the oil filter was extremely tight to get off. So tight that I ended up having to buy a different, well, I didn't have to buy one. I already had one, but we got the Motive X one. I actually broke the welds on one of these socket oil filter caps, and well, Advanced Auto warrantied it out for me, but I figured I didn't want to break that one. So we get a Hyper Tough one. And then we're actually going to weld a 3/8 inch or 1/2 inch bar stock, key stock to it. And then we're going to see how much torque one of these socket filter wrenches can apply. And then we're going to see, you know, I don't know if you've heard those horror stories. People always say, oh, you know, I stuck a screwdriver through it and I was able to wrench it off. And I think it's going to just shred the darn thing like a tin can. But we'll see if you poke a screwdriver through it, which means you're in a world of hurt because you just pierced your oil filter and you're probably going to just have oil running all over. But
whose car are we testing this?
Who knows? Anyways, I don't think the screwdriver through the oil filter is going to produce more torque. But then we're going to try one of the Lyle makes one and Motive X makes ones, but they make it for stubborn oil filters. We're going to see which one of the three actually produces the most amount of torque. I thought that'd be interesting.
Okay, you talked about this earlier, about all your ideas. Where's your assistant taking down these notes and making sure you make your videos?
It's right here. That's where I don't have enough time to do things.
You need an assistant.
Yeah.
You should hire me.
Love the blue handled Matco ratchet, by the way. I do
it
too.
Did look really nice.
This was actually from Justin Dow. We did like a tool trade. So he got me the Matco, and I've been getting in some Tekton stuff. And that way I get some content, he gets some content. We both get tools that we probably wouldn't normally purchase. And that's just the way it's working out. So I still got to get him some more stuff. Oh, still jumping around. This chat definitely isn't the best.
I think it's just the computer. Go back up to the.
I'll go up.
Go back up. Or stop there. Stop. Nope.
I click any tools that are the wrong color. I have Ryobi green so I can deal with even the worst colors. I do not have any.
I don't know a lot of good green tool brands.
I've thought about it. I just can't do it. I actually had the old blue and yellowish Ryobi stuff when it was the NiCad system, and then I went to Rigid.
I feel like most tool companies are like blue and red.
A lot of them are red. I can name more
mainly
red ones.
Red. But like if you want to be a serious tool competitor, like you have to pick blue or red.
Howdy gang. Tools have a color palette you enjoy. I do like those green and gray and black.
So
all my stuff is red.
Yeah, see?
Yep.
Most men are colorblind. LOL. That's
Zaphael, stop bragging. Most men are colorblind. Stawilly wrenches are the best wrenches. I don't actually have any of those. I have some Ghidorah ones, but I don't have any of those.
Oh, yeah.
I bought myself a Cobalt 50 to 250 torque wrench, which that torque wrench is actually, I believe, the 36 tooth one. And did you get the digital one or did you get the non-digital one? Anyways, you know, the Cobalt stuff seems to have a lower tooth count. It definitely works. Darren Robinson said 57 likes, 83 in the chat. Hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. Everybody's doing it. It's totally free to do. Only 57 though. I almost only work with SAE. So I paint my 9/16 white, easy to find, my 5/16 red, and 1/2 inch socket.
Hey, fun idea for painting, but my husband had a really cool idea. instead of painting and going through all that, tell them what he can do instead.
Oh, depending on how your socket's designed, we had a ridge on my Williams sockets, and my daughter put hair bands on them. It depends on what kind of application you work in, but it worked out pretty well. They were right
I'm
here.
trying to think where you would even keep.
I probably still have them. I can show you. You know, it's not going to work for everybody. We didn't want something that was permanent, but I'll just show you. It was a fun idea that she did. It has a nice little groove on it, and you can see her hair ties are in there. Oh, there you go.
This is a hair tie. Oh, wow.
So we just put them in there. They've stayed on there ever since. Kind of a fun little thing. It's not permanent, but it works out.
Trying to get it to.
You can see there's the hair tie on there. You can change them out whenever you want. Chris, did you see my bulletproof wrenches on my video? I saw the wrenches, the AR metal, but I thought you were going to shoot them. I'll definitely check it out when you get a chance to do those. Donnie Miller, if it ain't red, it says it stays in the shed. Jeff kind of likes his DeWalt stuff. Toyota makes an oil filter tool. They do. Come on, people, hit that button. Hit that like button.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. Just wrench it. It would be nice to see Chris put them bulletproof wrenches through a test.
It's a bullet.
It's a brand. It's a newer brand.
It's a brand. I was like, ooh, what kind of wrenches are these? I only know about 25%.
They laser cut them out, so they have hopefully tight tolerances.
Cool.
I have to head to bed. Great seeing you, Frank. Good seeing you too.
Thanks for joining, Frank.
They are probably talking about the special canister style Toyota Lexus end cap wrenches. Yeah, they do have those. I don't have any of those. Your dad's Lexus would have that on there.
Probably. I don't know.
The Matco oil filter socket my coworker got looks like AST one. Strap wrenches or filter pliers. I do have the strap wrenches. I have some old Craftsman one. I did buy some Harbor Freight ones. I have those around. That would be good. That I forgot about. So when we do,
where's your assistant to take notes for you? You need an assistant.
Let me get my notepad. Appreciate you guys. Sorry about the wobble. I got my notepad. I will write that down. Not that I want more work, but a strap wrench is definitely a good idea to put up with the oil wrench.
Telling you should hire me to be your assistant. I like telling you what to do. I'd be good at that job.
The funny thing is I bought the Harbor Freight ones purposely for doing that. I just didn't remember it. Let me go back here. Thank you for mentioning the strap wrenches. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what did I miss? Everything, but this video will stay up so you can get a chance to see it. I had to buy the ratchet off Matco. Love it. It's my go-to. I need to get the green one. 1/4 inch green one is what I want. That's on my list of to do. I think it's like 115 though. So I'm holding off on that for a little while. Gets too much, not enough technical people testing them. Have been enjoying your channel. Bubble Blimfield. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Purple tools are an option.
Purple open market. Let's invest.
Do you need tools? I think pink goes in that same color.
I don't need tools. I don't think we should go down that path. You should buy other things for me instead.
Sounds good. Like a vacuum cleaner?
Oh, yeah, I do like vacuums. I know you were telling people earlier, guys, if you were there and he was talking about the vacuums, that I love vacuums, that's a really nice gift if I ever receive one, because I will use it well.
So what she's saying is that's my in to the M18 line for Milwaukee.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Amos Cardoza at Klein Graphics. Thanks for everything. Headed to bed. Got to get up for fishing in a few hours.
Nice.
That sounds nice. Not sure what you're fishing for. We've been using live bait. We like our worms, night crawlers. Everyone, please smash that like button and have a wonderful evening.
Thanks to everybody who did. It's very easy. You just X out of the chat, go hit the thumbs up button, and then just go right back into the chat.
It's super easy to do. Thanks, Amos. Have a great night, dude. Howie Z, how's it going? This week, bought a 1/4 inch Cobalt impact driver with 2 amp and charger. Got another 2 amp. Thanks to Lowe's. Yeah.
I feel like it's like something like this.
Well, that is the 1/4 inch impact. If that's the one, I don't think they make a 1/4 inch drive. They make the 3/8 and the half. So then he must have bought one of those.
So,
And I did actually. If you want to know the cheapest deal to get the 2 amp hour battery free, you're probably going to either want to buy the flashlight. So the flashlight that we use to light the trains up. If you buy the flashlight, it's $29.95, and then you can get a 2 amp hour battery for free. So that's like basically
$30. You get a battery in it.
And the battery is
And a
normally $30.
flashlight.
So it's like $15 a piece if you think about it.
You're missing out on a free flashlight if you just buy the battery. It's basically.
But you also might look really, really hard at the numbers. I think I've heard people say, I can't confirm it, that you can buy the USB attachment, and that might get you a free 2 amp hour battery, which that I think technically would be cheaper than the flashlight. Don't quote me on it. Check the numbers, but if it's a real thing, I might be getting one of those. Let's see those hair ties. Whoa, chat jumped.
Man, sorry, the computer's all over the place. Oh yeah, go. Yeah.
Let's see those hair ties last in 100-degree shop.
No.
No, they won't last.
I've accidentally melted them in my child's hair because I used it and then tried curling and it was bad. Probably don't do that if you have hot weather.
Oh, we got String Bean joining us tonight. Appreciate you joining. Good night. Have to work tomorrow. Donnie, take care. I like to use the auto adjusting oil filter wrench or filter socket. Just sucks I don't have one for old blue filters.
Your thing's jumping all around. String Bean was making a joke about he was flirting with somebody in another live stream. Well, we're happy you joined ours.
Trolling for dollars. Large channel locks work as an oil filter wrench. They also make one for some of the larger diesels, if you didn't know that. Autobahn, I will admit I was in another live stream flirting with women. Oh, String Bean. The oil filter flute he's talking about for Toyota Lexus and Scion is a 64 millimeter oil filter wrench. Autobahn, she doesn't like power tools. Yeah, you got to kick her to the curb. What do you think about Mac Tools? Is she your stepsister? That's a question for String Bean. That's my wife. Mac Tools.
Transport. No, I have him on lock right now. He's my husband.
I don't think. I don't have any Mac Tools within reaching distance.
Reach?
But
I know
you know, it's really all about your dealer. So when you look at your big 3 or 4, depending on however you want to say, Snap-on, Mac Tools, Matco, and again, maybe Cornwell. So depending on whether you want to talk big 3, big 4, it's really who's ever going to service you and who's going to service you best are going to be or should be potentially the tools that you want or need. Now, there are some items that are specific to each vendor, maybe not always Matco, but you know, they have a different flair or a made in USA or something like that specific to their tools. But you really have to look in which one's going to work best for you and which one's going to service you the best. That's really what it comes down to. So I can tell you, I don't have a Matco dealer. I can tell you, I know Curtis is my Mac dealer. And then I can tell you my Snap-on, there's 2 of them that service. And then that's pretty much it. There's a Cornwall guy running around here somewhere.
Oh, I've never seen Cornwall running around.
Yeah, he services a couple of the bigger companies, but doesn't get outside of that. And I don't get to those 2 big companies.
I've noticed the tool trucks around a lot more recently. I don't know why that is, but maybe it's because I recognize them. Maybe I didn't recognize them before.
That's pretty much it.
But I feel like I've seen Snap-on, Mac.
Yep. Those are the 2 you see primarily.
A lot. I've seen them at least 4 times in the last 2 weeks, which is, I feel like, a lot.
Wish I had a Mac dealer. Mac is awesome. So again, you know, it really comes down to the service and the dealer that you work with.
Howie says that he wishes he could get rid of his Mac dealer because he hunts him down on his lunch break. Probably knows that you're really good at spending your money, so he wants to get you to buy more.
I like Curtis. Curtis is a good guy that deals and sells our Mac tools, and I can meet him anywhere, or he can meet me anywhere either. Now I don't know if he's gonna. You know what? If I bought a toolbox, he'd probably drop it off at my house too. JK, I know she's your wife. String Bean's gonna buy a Cobalt wedding ring soon. You could buy a personalized ratchet from Cobalt. They definitely sell those. I think they're like 40 or 50 bucks. Or your personalized bottle opener, I believe, too. I have a Mac, Cornwell, Snap-on, and Matco guy that hunt me.
Stop giving him all your money.
Now, what is that wifey drinking? Oh, now she's...
Oh, so it's from the variety pack. So earlier it was the orange screwdriver. Now it's just green apple. It's not that great. But somebody drank some of mine earlier when I wasn't around. And so this is all that's left. Yeah, that was you. That was my husband. There was nobody else drank them.
I think you had them.
If I did, I don't remember.
Well, guys, is there anything else that you want to chat about? I can tell you that's the next video. It's going to be on those impact drivers right back there.
Oh, yeah. You got some good colors in the lineup.
Yeah, lots of good colors. We got our Heart, our no-name brand from Amazon. We got our Cobalt from Lowe's. We got our... So you know what? You know why we're doing that video? Because I got my first ever free tool from a company, which was this one right here. And I had to pick something because, you know what? I don't typically like to just talk about one single tool. I like to compare it to something else. So I had to find another tool that was on the same level or playing field with that. And I thought, you know what? We're going to go buy what I think is one of the cheaper or more not sought after brands. We're going to buy the Harbor Freight Bauer. So we bought the Harbor Freight Bauer. It kicks the living crap out of that. So I was like, well, what am I going to do now? Let's go to Walmart and we'll buy the Hart tools over there. So we bought that one. Again, another tool kicks the crap out of that one. So literally, I cannot find a worse tool than that one. But the unfortunate thing is they all work. So it just depends.
It does work. It does.
If you like listening to a very odd sound during it.
And you want your project to take 10 times as long, this is the tool for you.
That's the tool for you.
It is.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily any cheaper when you think about it, because it's like 90 bucks on Amazon. You might be able to get $20 off, which is still only going to put you at 70, when the Hart tools and the Harbor Freight one are anywhere from 59 to 69, which puts you at 70 bucks. You can get it shipped to your door for literally nothing if you buy it off Walmart. So
yeah, but Walmart's open 24/7.
Not all of them.
Well, back when things were normal, they were. But I don't know. Our Walmart is back to being 24/7. I think.
I don't know. That's a good question. Does anybody know Walmart? Did they shift from their COVID hours of 8:30 to later?
Oh, wait, never mind. I think they still do. It's a grocery store I was just at. They're back to 21st. Just kidding. I think Walmart is not. It's not 24.
Okay. Old School Repair said, when is the next video coming out? Well, I can tell you I shot all of the action except for any torturing to them. So
are you torturing them?
I haven't really decided. I haven't decided if I'm going to put like a hex to 3/8 and put it in the vise, or if I'm just going to chuck them up with a larger 2-inch or 3-inch bit. Haven't really decided yet. So
should have your assistant think about it for you.
When is that next video going to come out? Saturday, Sunday, or Monday? Whenever
within maybe 72 hours, but it could be longer.
Whenever I get a chance to again shoot the intro to it,
What he's
shoot.
really saying is like, I don't know how well my wife is going to distract the kids this weekend so that I can work on my YouTube video and she can play with the kids. So a lot of this depends on how much free time he gets.
That's true. A couple more questions here, and we'll probably shut things down here in the next 15 minutes. What do you think about stubby impact sockets? Well, I think they're a cool idea. I think I would get them if you've ever been in a situation where you didn't have enough clearance. That's an excuse to buy them.
Always need an excuse.
If you don't have that excuse where you had to switch to maybe like a ratcheting wrench or something like that because you didn't have enough clearance for a right angle impact, or maybe you don't have a right angle impact, maybe you need that first before you get the stubby impact sockets. So you got to really look. There's different tiers to what you get. So if you just have your impact gun, you got to get your right angle. Now, if you can't get in there with your right angle, then you maybe could go to your stubby. But if you haven't had that problem, then you don't need the stubby impacts. I can tell you it's on my want list, but I'm not there yet because I've had other ways that I need to get
Hey,
there.
I'm here for all you commenting about White Claws. I've literally never had a single one, but I just watched a chick do a video on White Claws and she drank 5. And it wasn't until she drank 5 that she was the legal limit. So I can add that to my want list.
Is that
My
like
husband has his want list. So I guess start with write it on paper, want list item, White Claws. Audubon Dan's all about them. See? White Claw, and it's a good night. So our night hasn't been good because we have not had White Claw. So
okay?
add it to the list, babe.
No, thank you. What is there? There's some video where it's like they do the White Claw thing, and it makes them. Apparently, you didn't have the night before or something.
I have no idea.
It's a White Claw night. I don't remember. It was funny though. Let's see. See you guys later. Got a race tomorrow.
Oh,
Take care,
hey.
Jim.
Good luck at your race.
Let's go back to.
Oh, Audubon Dan, he lives in a college town. White Claws everywhere. I don't know.
Good night, Darren. Stay safe. Thanks, Mr. and Mrs. Client Graphics. Have a good one, people. You guys
too.
are great. Thanks for putting up with us, Howie. Dan, behave yourself. I live in a college town. Technically we live in a college town too.
We're a bit removed though.
But we are removed a little bit.
I don't know. I'm telling you, Smirnoff, it just makes delicious drinks.
I no complaints here. Hanover College is right down the road from me. I mean, technically we have, a college just up there on 40th. And then we have like 4 colleges here.
Yeah. We do actually have a bunch of colleges and universities.
White Claws are 5% alcohol. So if they are 5, yeah, you should be above the limit too.
Well, she drank 1 and then she set a 15-minute timer and like tested her blood alcohol level. Then she drank another one and waited another 15. It was really funny. It was good. But she at like 5 and she was at 0.9.
Jacob, have a good night. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for answering my questions in live chat. It was cool. By the way, Snap-on makes a low profile ratchet and socket set, but you could use a ratcheting wrench. Yeah, that's the thing. I do find myself wanting the low profile, and I didn't end up buying the Snap-on one just because of the price point on them. But I bought it in a Duralast before they clearanced out their Taiwan stuff, and I'm good. I'm good with those. I also got the deal from Tractor Supply, and I'm happy with my low profile stuff. But I switched to the ratcheting wrenches to get where I need to be. Honestly, those were just, I wanted them. Depends on how many tools you want. Yeah, college town here in Notre Dame.
Cool. Oh, hey.
White Claw is flavored water with a splash of alcohol.
Guys, that's why I haven't bought them, because I do not like hard seltzer drinks. So I don't know.
You'll only live once, so buy your tools.
You don't even taste it. Hey, Audubon Dan. Next time we're in SEMA together in like probably 16 months, we'll have a White Claw party.
SEMA, here's to SEMA 2021. They better have saved up so that they can make the
Cheers.
best SEMA.
I actually really liked going to SEMA. I know this much about tools in the industry, and I learned. So then my knowledge grew about this. It was fun. It was just fun to see everything that my husband was interested in. It was a fun time. If any of you guys are interested in ever going, there's lots of cool cars.
Not only that, if you get over to Apex, I know
Oh.
Audubon Dan went over there, was kind of jealous. He picked up lots of goodies. They not only have a lot of manufacturers, but they have other products. So technically, that's kind of what I heard that I should have gone to as well as SEMA. It's not as widely dispersed at the Apex show, but they do have a lot of manufacturers. And then if you really want the goodies or stuff, you can go down to the lower level, which they definitely weren't going to have this
They
year.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, just shout out real quick. If you are on Instagram, you should follow Audubon Dan. He has a ton of subscribers, and he's always posting good stuff online. So
Yep. And, maybe you just like tools in general. So Audubon Dan typically posts a lot of the Snap-on, the Matco flyers. And so not everybody gets a chance to see those. But if you just want to look, then that's definitely something that you can check out.
Yeah.
Greg said, have you ever done any videos on cordless ratchet screwdrivers? Craftsman has a cool cordless one. I'm interested. I haven't actually. It depends on the application you're looking at using it for. I mean, I would think most of them would be some electronics and things like that. But it really depends. I don't know, Greg, what your application is that you're looking for it. Ed, the old tech guy. Ed, how's it going? Just hit the thumbs up button for you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ed. Safiel says Apex is a monster.
Yes.
See everything.
Cool.
Yeah, we weren't there the whole time. We really should have stayed a couple extra days. We weren't really sure what to expect the first time, and we have some pretty small kids, and so what we went to was what we felt we could do the first time around while leaving kids at home. So I don't know. They're older. They'll be older in 2021. We can be there longer.
Yeah, the whole week. I'd go for Monday. You can get some pre-event stuff. Maybe also get some sneak peek behind the scenes. And then Tuesday, Wednesday are the main event days. And then Thursday. And then if you are as wise as Audubon Dan and Red from the Den of Tools, then you stay there the full time. And then a lot of the vendors don't want to take the stuff back with them or ship it. So they slip it to you and you are none the wiser and you got some cool tools. That's at least what I hear. Christian says, I recently bought the Mac electric ratchet because they had a sale where you get the ratchet, 2 2-amp-hour batteries, the charger and the SAE, and metric stubby impacts. 3/8 inch drive for $385.
I feel like that's a really good deal.
I feel like
especially
that's a lot
with
of
the
stuff.
batteries.
That's where it's at, Definitely need 2 batteries. I couldn't deal with life without 2 batteries.
When I use the Cobalt weed eater thing, I kill the battery and need that second one.
So that you can do the jet blower, leaf blower.
Guys, I didn't mow a lawn until like 4 years ago. That's like my number one job. Well, besides raising my children and taking care of my house, but I actually really like doing the lawn. But I can't do the lawn with, was it gas powered? I don't know what you call it, gas powered things. I need those battery powered ones.
Cycle. So Audubon Dan said Apex is where it's at, and then somebody said they're disappointed with Apex putting out so many small businesses. So there's a huge difference between these two here. So Apex Tool Group is a larger conglomerate. So that spun off of, I believe it was Bain Capital, and Apex Tool Group is the one that owns Gear Wrench and a couple other tool manufacturers. And they are separate from the Aftermarket Auto Parts Expo, which is in SEMA, which is the AAPEX, or Apex for short, just with 2 A's. So completely 2 different things there.
Oh, yeah.
Where they feature, again, the aftermarket auto parts for tools and equipment for your car.
Oh, hey, Dale Lucid just joined. Hey, Dale.
Live live in the Las Vegas area. Last day of Apex is always Thursday, and they don't want to pack up and take much of the stuff home. Yes, tremendous free giveaways.
Okay.
So yeah, if we would stay the whole week,
I think we left Thursday morning.
we left Thursday morning. Yeah.
So we kind of missed.
So we missed out on that. So Apex would have been Thursday, and then SEMA is Friday.
I still feel like we got a really good idea and a really good we got good coverage even though we were there for the amount of time that we were. It was so fun. It was nice to just hang out with you and feel like we were on like a vacation.
So Brian Mack said something that's really important. I'm pretty sure all of our tool brands here in the US aren't what's used in Europe, Japan, China, Indonesia. Well, that is somewhat true. So just as much as we might want Snap-on here, some of those countries think Snap-on is great, but you're right. They also do have really cool tools. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me and say, hey, you should try this brand. You should try this brand. And I could go through some of my messages. Some of them are from Mexico. Some of them are from Spain. And there really are a lot of other brands out there. Some of the import fees associated with them or just the shipping don't always make it, how should I say, cost effective. But two brands that I can think of off the top of my head, which you can get in the US, would be Tone and Koken. And there's a lot of German brands. So Gador and
they were really nice. We met them.
There's one other one.
Okay, Ed the old car tech said he'd want to go to SEMA. How do you get a ticket?
Yeah, so SEMA is a closed event to people that are in the aftermarket auto parts and specialty equipment. So if you are at a dealership, if you're at a small repair shop, things of that nature, parts equipment supplier, then you get a chance to go. I believe tickets range from like $195 to $225 or upwards, depending on where and what you are expecting to get out of it. So that would be something you'd have to purchase. And then they do have, they're open to the media. So there is potentially a first come, first serve, but also a selection process that is related to the media portion. And so not everybody can go. And so they have a selection committee. You submit the about you, some of your references, and they decide if you're a candidate that is a good fit for their show.
We met some really cool media people too from other countries. They were really fun to hang out with. It was just fun to network, even though you and them weren't really into the same type of stuff. It's kind of fun.
Right. We are told not to mow out here because of no rain this whole month.
It probably meant month.
Oh, this whole month. Yeah. We haven't had anything. We actually just had rain a couple nights ago. But it's supposed to be really hot coming up the next week in the hundreds. So I'm not looking forward to that.
I feel like mowing and vacuuming go hand in hand. And I feel like that's why I like.
You like those nice straight lines. And make sure you don't get, that one spot where you have the grass.
Don't embarrass me.
Who is the Snap-on in those countries? It really just depends. To me, it's going to be Autobahn. Dan's probably going to be able to answer that better than I am. But I mean, it's really specialty markets. I mean, Gador is huge, and they have a huge catalog that they also publish. Great German brand. Wera is one as well. They're probably not as big as Gador. The Stawilly, they make some decent wrenches. That's a huge brand. And then again, the Koken is supposedly supposed to be known for the lightest and smoothest back drag ratchet. And then who's the other one? Tone.
You mentioned them earlier.
Yep. So all of those we got. You mentioned it, but Dale Lucid. Appreciate you joining tonight. How's it going?
Sorry, guys. Chris's chat's just jumping all over the place. He's having to scroll to get back to where he was. So if we missed your comment, sorry.
Ooh.
It's the computer doing, I don't know, glitching.
We got Joe Smith joining us tonight.
Oh, hey, Joe.
How's it going? Appreciate you joining us. Thanks for being a hero. Thanks for your service. Really appreciate it. I love IPA, triple imperial stouts in every brand. NASA hired Chris to test their breaker bars now. That's just a shirt.
Oh no, don't be modest. They really sent you that shirt. Just kidding, he got it.
That's it.
Walmart.
They assured me, do not drop any big, large sockets when you're working on rockets. They don't go hand in hand.
Hey, we've been talking a lot about space this week with the kiddos, so we should just tell them that NASA sent you this shirt.
Yeah.
They won't know.
Pride myself on the honesty. Dale says, why do you guys look younger whenever I see you?
You're so kind. We're getting older. I mean,
Dale, it's because my wife tells me I need to shave once every week or two. She would want it more, but I do not like to shave. So
now that he's gotten older, he's gotten a lot more gray in his beard. So when he shaves, he looks at least 10 years younger because you don't see the little gray. Although my husband, he's not allowed to keep like a short hair style because I really like his hair and he has a lot of it still. And I don't know. I don't know if you're going to bald, but I always tell him that while you have hair and you have like thick, nice hair, you are not allowed to have like super short hair. You have to keep it long so that people like your brother who's not.
My brother's
lucky.
My brother's taller than me, but he does not have as much hair.
He has nice hair. He does. I don't want him to have like long hair, but like.
Old Shop Repair, appreciate you joining us tonight. Take care. Take it easy. How Easy says they are two good-looking people.
So nice.
I look like a bum. Well, I just must say, I do have one shirt that I was wearing before this. It literally is
like a 20-year-old shirt. He loves it.
It's a 20-year-old Nebraska shirt.
I always give him shit when he wears it, and he always likes to point out that he's wearing it so that I can give him.
Literally, the collar is frayed on it. It's still surviving.
It's like his comfort shirt. He likes it, and I'm not going to throw it away or hide it from him or anything. It's just a funny, hey, I'm wearing that shirt you like.
And she said, you should probably change your shirt before you go live. Like, oh.
He was wearing it earlier.
I wanted to wear it. It's a Nebraska shirt.
It's old.
Yeah. But what can I say? NASA's the second closest. Starts with an N. Well, guys, I think we're going to wrap things up here in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Thanks to the 2 people who gave us the thumbs down. We appreciate you clicking that.
Yes.
And joining, even though you didn't have the best time. It's okay. Tools aren't always my favorite either.
Check me 115. You guys are a great couple. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
I do like my wife. Enjoy watching your live and your videos. And, we need to break some ratchets. So somebody mentioned breaking ratchets. Oh, you know what? Now we're going to have to stay for another 12 minutes.
Guys, my favorite person ever just joined. Well, I don't know if you joined the chat, but he just gave us a super chat. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Tark. That's $30. You're so wonderful for your 30,000 subscriber milestone.
That would be why.
You're so kind and thoughtful. I asked if you were in here earlier, and I'm really happy you came because Chris hasn't done a live stream in a while, and I haven't gotten to say hi to you for a while. So, hi, Tarek. Thanks for joining in the super chat.
Tarek, thanks for the $30 super chat. Congrats on your subscriber milestone, both of you. Really appreciate you joining us tonight, Tarek. On the list of to-do things, so September, as hopefully the humidity winds down, we can finish up the impact review. Hopefully, what are we going to say?
Are you going to talk about my cabinets?
Yeah, we're going to talk about your cabinets. So that is on the list of the to-do things. So September, as the humidity comes down, we're gonna start on the cabinets.
I'm gonna learn how to paint them.
Yep, I have a large hardware supply over here of, we're gonna remove all the gold hardware, finish out
It's like
putting the
gold
silver.
brass.
No, it's straight up
It's
gold.
ugly.
Straight up gold from the
So
90s.
ugly.
Not real gold, but definitely, yeah. So we're going to take down all of our oak cabinets, or at least the fronts of them. We're going to, I haven't decided yet. We're going to degrease them. Then
Oh
we're going to,
God, yeah. Yes.
we're going to
do that.
degrease them. We're going to strip them down. We're going to sand them down, probably put some more stuff on it. And then I can't decide if I'm going to hit it with some Bondo or a thicker primer to definitely seal up all the wood grain.
Oh yeah.
Either way, we're probably going to primer them before throwing down some paint. And then we're going to put 3 to 5 coats of paint on them. And we're going to spray those down. So we will definitely do some before and after shots, do some videoing on that, and hopefully get a video on that in September. Have something for
Do not
October.
make fun of me when those things come. I do have zero skills. This will be learning.
Anyways,
Learning
it's not going to be one of
opportunity.
those things where somebody just takes a roller and paints right over them, or at least does some mild scuffing up and then again paints over them. We're going to actually do what you're supposed to do. So gold like gold, or like brass, more like
They're so ugly. They're gross.
steel, just cheap. It could be brass. I've never really
They're
really looked.
ugly. Just ugly. That is the best descriptor.
High build primer sprayed will usually kill the wood grain. That's the thing that I'm worried most about is the wood grain. So high build primer.
Here we go. There's Tarek with the useful information.
High build primer. I've got my notes that I'm taking, but that's the most thing I'm worried about is definitely the wood grain coming through. Dale Lucid, you are monetized. That means you are now independently wealthy. Yes, that's exactly what monetization means.
Yep.
Good night, everyone. Jeff, take care. Appreciate you joining. Congrats to you on your channel continuing to grow. And I hope to see you have your 100K subscribers by the end of the year. Dale Lucid going to be the next PewDiePie.
Oh, yeah.
Polished brass. We got the silver stuff. Mine are definitely the ones that you cannot buy anymore. I can't remember what the terminology is on mine, but they're not the ones that are routed out. They're actually
like
entrenched in there.
What are they, like C-shaped?
I don't know what the terminology is. They're not the ones that you can just pick up really, really easily. But that is what we're
do a full kitchen
demo.
Great idea.
Unfortunately, I look at it and say, even if I hired somebody to come in, there's really no way that they're going to be able to get done in more than 3 to 5 days. Even if we did a full demo, it would probably still be more like a week or two, because then we'd want them to redo the ceiling, put in some more lighting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, unfortunately, our kitchen goes into our living room, our hallway. And so now you're talking to do, that's not going to happen to do that portion of it.
We talked about it, but we decided not to do that. And that is why my husband laid down a new kitchen floor, because we knew we weren't changing the floor plan. Although that would be amazing to have a full demo,
the full demo would have done,
not for us,
would have been probably like 1,500 to 1,800 in floor material. New cabinets with a new layout would have put us at around 8,000 to 10,000 for material. That's not including cabinet or countertops. The countertops, we were at like 55 square. And if we would have done quartz, it would have been like 4,800. If we would have done a high vis laminate, it would have been at like 2,800 just for the countertops. Yeah, and then we'd have to get a new sink. My wife wanted an ice machine then. which wasn't going to happen.
Okay, wait, read.
And then we would have had to done new appliances. And unfortunately, when we moved in, we bought new appliances. So
within like the first 2 years. So wait, read Ed, the old tech guy. He says, I redid my kitchen and needed to hire out some of it. It took 3 months because we kept upgrading. We started only wanting to change the cabinets.
Yes. My kitchen took about a year to do and way too much money. So yes.
But it looked amazing.
Yes. New kitchen cost me $30K. Yeah, Ed, you need to get out a couple places here. So yeah, I looked at it, and to hire our kitchen would have run about 45 to 55. I knew the material costs. I don't care that I knew what their labor is. It's not like I'm gonna try to nickel and dime somebody because then you don't get the kind of quality that you want. So at the end of the day, we're gonna take that in baby steps, do the stuff that we can do, and know that yeah, while our time is time, you know what? I'm looking at just having my wife happy and saving a lot of money. My kitchen cost 100 grand. Had to sell a kid to pay for it, but the wife is happy, right?
Worth it.
You know
Just
what?
kidding.
If your wife's okay with that, then yes, then she's happy. I know my wife would not let me sell a kid or a kidney.
I just worked really hard growing that kid. It's hard to get rid of him.
Yes. Joe Smith, we'll do your kitchen.
Woo.
You know,
For free, you're so kind for offering.
I really want my wife to have some experiences, get some together time. It'll be interesting to see her with the paint spray gun. You're still alive. Dang. I thought you guys actually finished. Well, we're gonna wrap up here in 4 minutes. We had Tarek join us here later on, and so we had to stay live just a little bit longer.
I had to hang out with my favorite person a little bit longer.
I don't feel so crazy having a 100K kitchen now. No, I wouldn't feel crazy. So it just depends on the material you want, the square footage you have. By the time I look at our kitchen area and dining room, eatery area, we are at, I think it was minus that space, we are at about 380 square feet that we'd have. So it's a quite large area. I'm not sure what yours is. So depending on the quality of the material you put in,
yeah.
If you did cabinets, so depending on if you have a 10-foot versus a 9-foot versus 8 or 7 feet, we have 9-foot ceilings in ours, and there's like a large gap between the top of the cabinets and the ceiling. To me, it makes sense to go all the way up to the ceiling, which means you're going to have cabinet space that you won't use, which is going to cost more money, but it looks a ton better. And you can never go back really and fill that you messed up or didn't afford, depending on how you look at it. So I can tell you that, you might spend some extra money that you didn't want to. Tarek, Dan, let it fly. What did Dan say? With air conditioners humming at night.
Oh, Audubon Dan's going to do drywall work. He was like, he's hoping people won't wake up.
Yeah, Dan,
the noise.
He's got to put down 2 layers of drywall to meet some weird fire code that I've never heard of before.
We'll drink an extra beverage for you, Audubon Dan.
He spent more money on his shed than you would have told me to just get rid of the whole darn thing. But he's in for the principle of it, so get her done. Frankie M, Client Graphics, how come you didn't buy the 56 or 73-inch Icon toolbox? That's a great question. I can answer it because originally that toolbox was going to go over there where
in an area you can't see.
In an area that was only going to be allocated for, it was 36 to 41 inches. And so we were originally going to get the 36. Then I was like, well, we need a new fridge over there. We can add a side cab to it. So that was going to be exactly what I wanted. I didn't want the 56-inch because that was going to be easier to move around. Granted, you get the 36 plus the, gosh, I can't even think of it. Is it a 21 side cab right now?
20 seems about right. So
maybe it's 22.
I don't remember.
It's 58 inches whatever it is. So it's got to be a 22.
Yeah, 22
So
then.
it's 58 inches together. And yeah, I should have got the 56, but no, that's easier to move around. So that's what we went with. And now that I'm kind of like in a crossroads of, yeah, maybe I should have got the bigger one, but now I just want to know, should I get a 22 inch for the other side, or should I get a 36 and put it in the middle or on the other side of that side cap? So I don't know. We're going to get one or the other one of these days. So that's a long, short story, but
Oh, I didn't know we were thinking of those things.
that cabinet right there is easier to move around than the 56. If I get another 36, it's not going to be easy to move around. So we might just get an in cab because it's going to be easier. Either way, that's on hold because that's doing everything I need it to right now. We'll finish up the chat here and then we'll shut things down here. I can buy another Checkmate boat for that 40 footer. My tool shed is 80K.
Oh,
Yes.
gosh.
Yes. And it's what, a 16 by 10 or give or take. I can't remember the size of it.
Yeah. Oh, Ed, he's just saying it's easy to spend a lot of money when you basically tear everything down. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fire code.
Fire code is
shed.
for a shed. Yeah,
Silicon Valley with the dollar sign. Yep.
Either you or Mrs. Graphics might want to
Oh my
check
gosh,
out.
dude, that is hilarious. I haven't watched all his stuff, but he's funny.
You'd be surprised that my wife and I can do some pretty decent work too. That's why Joe Smith lives outside in the mountains. You know you're over your head when the shed build,
Overboard.
when the fire marshal makes you put in sprinklers.
Oh
that's
gosh.
just absolutely crazy. I mean, you don't even have to put sprinklers in your typical home. So
gosh,
not quite sure.
You know, you deserve that, Audubon Dan. You just keep building. You just keep spending that money. You deserve it. Hope it comes back to you in the end.
I couldn't afford an $80,000.
Just like Tark deserves his $100,000 kitchen. You deserve that kitchen.
Yep. Just I went from downtown to surrounded by cow farms. I could host a concert right now and it would be all good. And that'd be actually kind of nice.
Just call it a protest and you can have, what, 1,000 people?
Or more or less, depending on
you host that concert.
Howie Z, really appreciate you joining us. As a matter of fact, we really appreciate each and every one of you joining us. You help make a great community, help us have a lot of fun, and that's kind of why we do this. Can't wait for Ozzy Man's review, Audubon Dan's shed. You know what?
Does he go to people's
I can't wait for Audubon's shed to be done. I can see if you had to pay someone, though. Did you do it yourself? I don't know. Well, I know we're going to do our kitchen. That's not till next month, but that's on the to-do list. That being said, we're going to wrap things up here. Really appreciate, again, each and every one of you joining us. Had a lot of fun tonight. We're going to definitely test out those impact drivers. Tark, we really appreciate you joining in.
I'm happy you came at all, even if it was late.
Doesn't matter. You're here now. That's the most important thing. 30,000 subscribers was never something I thought that we were ever going to attain. We're just going to keep going, keep having fun. When it's not fun, that's when we won't do it. But we're here because of you guys. So thank you very much. Thank you for never unsubscribing. If you don't ever like one of my videos,
just remember to give it 2 thumbs down.
Give it 2 thumbs down. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. And as always, guys, work smarter, not harder. And we'll catch you really soon in the next video, which should be out by Monday. If not, Monday by 4 p.m. Take care and have a good night.